Wait, do we need to? Okay.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Legion of Chaos. We don't have a good intro yet because we're still figuring on that shit out. But today we are talking about Kenobi, and I've got two guests, Kakashi and Lord Edge.
Your Japanese brethren, and well, I'm 2% Japanese, but still counts.
So I guess whoever wants to start about what they think about Kenobi so far, because we got the finale this tonight. What do you guys think has been as the show has done well, and what do you think is not? It hasn't done very well.
Kakashi, do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
Oh, you're good to go, man. You said you had a
All
story
right.
or something you wanted to tell, so
No, I already told that. It was just a
Uh,
small incident before the show.
no
Uh,
worries.
but yeah, no, I want to give my overall thoughts. Can I talk a bit about the show's conception as well?
Go for it.
Okay, so as you guys know, this show obviously started out as a planned Obi-Wan movie, but from what I can tell, when they switched it to television, they kept the script, some elements of the script around, and tried to find a writer to replace the original. I'm not sure why they left, but they did. And guess who they got? You guys remember the guy?
You're echoing. Just to let you know, I hear it.
It's Kakashi, not me.
It's probably me. I'm in the car. I'll mute myself when I'm not talking.
All right.
Okay, cool. But you guys know who they got for the showrunner's head writer?
Mhm. Who did they get?
Joby Harold. You
What
ever
is he
heard of
known
Joby
for?
Harold? All right, here
Not
I'll
really.
tell you what he's known for. He's known for his feature film debut was Awake, which was a critically not well received movie. I believe he
Uh,
also directed it, but I couldn't tell you.
I'm still here. Hold on. I'm still hearing the echo. Can we?
I'm
I'm
hearing
still
some
getting
kind of
the echo.
music.
I'm just going to.
I'm hearing some kind of music.
Here. I'm gonna. Oh yeah, I turned on the music. Uh,
So, for those who don't know who Joby Harold is, he did the newest King Arthur movie, which was really good, and he did a Robin Hood movie, which was kind of not very good.
I think the King Arthur
He's
movie
had
was
a
pretty
really
bad, but that's
good.
just me.
He's had a couple of bangers, like absolute, like his King Arthur movie is amazing.
I
let.
got it.
Sorry.
But
Sorry about that, Edge. There's an echo.
huh.
Is it my side?
Well, I was muted and there was still an echo. It's just one of the three of us. It doesn't really matter.
I just muted myself. The echo was still there.
I don't think it particularly matters. Oh no, there's an echo. Sound problems happen.
Oh, hold on.
But
I'm gonna
but
mute you
really
again, Edge, just to test.
but really like he's not that great. Um, and that kind of leads me into a couple of points which I'll talk about later. But yeah, he did
God.
King Arthur, which I
Fuck.
do encourage everybody to go see. The Legend of the Sword was amazing. Other than that, he hasn't really had any movies to his name at all.
Well, I didn't like the movie personally, and I know a lot of other people didn't like the movie. It's great if you like the movie, by the way. But the thing is, in like beyond that point, outside of that, almost every single script he's like the movie, by the way. Every beyond that point, I'm hearing an echo now too. Hello?
It's definitely on your end.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's causing it. Unless
I just turned.
It's definitely on your end.
maybe if I try, is it still there?
It is not.
Okay, maybe that fixed it. Can you guys hear me now? Better? Is it better?
Yeah, you're fine now. Keep talking. What were you saying?
Okay. I just switched my headset input. I'm saying is even beyond those two movies, regardless of what you think of them, Joby Harold has.
Fuck. That was fuck. I just realized it was me. I had the YouTube. I had it playing in the background.
John, this is the point where we call you an idiot.
Idiot.
Fuck.
Okay, so should I
Sorry about
say my
that.
point now?
Yeah.
Okay. what I was saying is that even if you like one of those two things or both of them or whatever, the thing is, Joby Harold has almost no other screenwriting credits. Well, he has some, but if you actually look into the production history, most of them were completely rewritten or significantly rewritten, like Army of the Dead, the upcoming Flash movie, Transformers: Rise of the Beasts. They all Edge of Tomorrow. They all went Robin Hood. They all went through significant rewrites after the fact. So this is like his third real like teleplay credit, and like his first solo one in a while. So I
They're
definitely
added
found
in
that
this Cantina band.
it's kind of echoey on my end, but go for it.
Well, you're
Is it
also
better?
appear to be lagging to me.
Yeah, the music is not playing very
Also,
well
turn
on my
off the
side.
music.
Huh? Okay, I turned it off. Done.
It's annoying
Yeah,
as shit.
if
It's
you want
playing
to
music,
add it,
stop.
just add it in post production or something. I'm not sure how this podcast is recorded.
This is live, so
Oh, it's live. But yeah, point being, this is his first solo screenplay credit in a while, or one that didn't undergo rewrites. And I just found it very strange that of all people he would have been chosen, especially considering outside of that he mostly has a career as a producer. Like he was the executive producer of John Wick Chapter 3. And really, it's indicative of how a lot of television works, where the writer is usually given precedence over the director, even if said director directs most of a show. There's very few shows I can think of that are outright director led. And it's a shame because, Deborah Chow has talked a lot about the show, and you can tell how passionate she was. And I just kind of wish, they made her the de facto showrunner. Nothing against Joby Harold. Okay, maybe a little against Joby Harold, but not much against Joby Harold, if you get what I'm saying.
yeah, I get that.
But, and again, and even
With that
beyond
track, it's
those.
an offbeat, like double time.
Did he just cut out on your end too?
Yeah, a little bit.
Kakashi, you there? Oh.
Yeah, he broke connection. He'll be back, but
Yeah, maybe we should wait a moment. Well, technical issues aside.
I can't believe I was the one causing the echo because I had another tab open.
Yeah, dude. Kakashi, you there now?
Yeah, I lied down. But look,
And-
the thing is, like, I get that Joby Harold has a couple of different projects, but what's more interesting is that the projects he has worked on alone. Oh my God, dude! Why we are going 70 miles an hour and I'm going 35? What are you doing? Sorry.
No, it's good.
So it's interesting though, because a lot of the movies he has done either by himself or under a co-director. Of course, they've been rewritten, but you also got to realize that while Joby Harold has written those scripts, those are also like big name directors who have done those movies. So for like example, Transformers is
no.
almost all J.J. Abrams.
Transformers? No, dude, the director of that movie is Stephen Caple Jr., who did Creed 2.
I think you're thinking of Star Trek.
Yeah, that's Star Trek, and that's Alex Kurtzman and
No, I'm thinking of
Roberto
Michael
Orci.
Bay. I'm not thinking of J.J. Abrams.
Oh yeah, Michael Bay.
And he didn't
Yeah,
work
Michael
under
Bay-
Michael
I'm
Bay.
thinking of Michael Bay. I said J.J. Abrams, but they're
Joey-
both. Listen, it's hard to keep all of the directors that are really bad for the exact same reason separate.
Wait, Kakashi, you're mixing it up. The film he wrote for, the Transformers film he wrote for, was not a Michael Bay one. It's the Stephen Caple Jr. one.
That's fine. Either way.
Yeah. But no, he was like a 30 under 30 acclaimed director for Creed 2. Yeah, he was a big name. And, there's also Guy Ritchie, Zack Snyder, Andy Muschietti, Doug Liman.
Zack Snyder is trash.
But the point is that he was a big
let's not
name.
get into opinions, but the whole core point is that all of the movies he's actually like screenwritten for have had big name directors.
And they're all
whereas
big
the
budget
Kenobi
movies.
show really does
Yeah.
it.
Oh yeah, I get that. He's not the guy that really does most of the work, or even if he does most of the work, he's not the guy. It's not really his vision we're seeing. It's somebody else readjusting his vision to make it work.
Yeah, that he significantly rewrote.
No, I get
but
that.
it is. I'm sorry, I interrupted you.
No, I was just saying, I get that. I don't know. I don't think he has a bad. It doesn't sound like he has a bad portfolio per se, but he just has no portfolio.
Yeah, debatably, but that's definitely a possibility. I will say, however, that there are two other writers credited for the teleplay of the Kenobi series that weren't the original two writers whose Harold significant scripts significantly rewrote. There's also Hannah Friedman, who mostly has a background in comedy, and Andrew Stanton, who was one of the founding members of Pixar and one of the primary people behind films such as Toy Story, A Bug's Life, Finding Nemo, and The Incredibles, and a lot of stuff like that. And Andrew Stanton wrote episode 5, which a lot of people have considered the best episode. I won't speak for everyone here, but a lot of people have mentioned that. And I could kind of feel that, I think, on some level. I'm not going to pretend like, oh, I know what Andrew Stanton wrote, and I know exactly what Joby Harold wrote. My point is that I just felt it was a little better than the standard of writing prior to that one.
Well, a lot of it hasn't really been the writing for me. Hold on.
Yeah, I don't.
Fair enough.
I mean,
I mean,
I think the only issue is not necessarily. So I will say I enjoy Kenobi for what it is, but I think
Yeah.
I think like going in exactly what we didn't have any real information on exactly what the show would be about. They kept a lot of that shit ambiguous. Like we didn't know we'd be dealing with Kid Leo, and I have nothing against that. I think that was a fun little storytelling aspect. Like okay, we get to see Obi-Wan with Leia, and it explains why she would name her own son after him because he was the one who rescued her.
Well,
Like
here's the
that.
thing, and let's look at the series for a second. The core issue I have with the series is that it subverts the expectations of the audience. We were suggested by Disney's marketing team one thing, which was a lot of discourse between Obi-Wan and Anakin and them sort of finding themselves and who they're going to end up being in this show. We didn't get that. And so when you look at it now, it's almost like, wow, the Obi-Wan ratings started plummeting. What do we do to fix it? What do we do to fix it? And all of a sudden now we have the last 2 episodes been almost entirely what we were told we were going to get. So it's almost like that should have been how you opened, not how you finished. Right?
I think at the very least they shouldn't have. So first of all, I'm under the impression that the concept of the marketing is a little weird in that because it's like, look, you can market it one way, but simply having Darth Vader in your poster is going to suggest he plays a significant role, even if he doesn't. Like, if you actually look at stuff like that, like Episode 4, A New Hope, Darth Vader had less screen time than Chewbacca. Like, so
well,
like,
Chewbacca also had a bigger place on the poster. So like when you think about it, like we were given concept photos of Anakin and Obi-Wan fighting, and like Obi-Wan struggling and all this other sort of stuff that we haven't even gotten to see yet, and we're at the finale. Like, why would you give us this impression of this show is going to be about these two people and then it's not? I like the show for what it is. I think it's been great so far. My only issue has been with the cinematography. If you look at how the shots have been, well,
okay, the cinematography.
It's almost all from a lower angle shooting up into the characters' faces, right? That sort of lower diagonal in an isometric view. And it's kind of really annoying when you remember that Vader looks wonky now. A lot of the characters look wonky when shot in that view. Vader was only ever shot from the top down in that top left isometric when we look at any of the older movies. That changed for Rogue One, which is what made Rogue One such a big scene, was when Vader got shot from like that middling section of the screen, and it made him so much more intimidating because it made him look physically bigger. But when you do that constantly, it makes him look big and clunky. He looked very wonky when he was fighting Reva for quite a bit of that scene because of the angle. And I was thinking about it and went, you know, if you shot that from the top down, that entire scene would look so much cleaner.
And what's a shame about all that is the cinematographer they actually got. You guys know the cinematographer?
Man,
I
I'm
don't
not that
know.
interested in who shot the what.
No,
I
it's
just know
Chung
it is.
Chung-hoon, who was directed, and I'm being fully serious when I say this. Some of the most visually impressive films, in my opinion, like ever. Like he did Old Boy, The Handmaiden. Like this guy is a legend, and yeah, I agree with you on the cinematography. It's just a case of what happened.
Well, it's less of the fact that you can be the director of cinematography, but the director ultimately picks the shots. So no matter what happens, that's entirely a near director decision. And so when you look at the project itself, who the fuck is honking? And so when you look at the project itself, you get into this sort of vibe of I can't
Hello,
decide
Artrom.
what particularly is going to happen, and then it gets pieced together at the end in post production, and all of the better shots probably got dropped for sake of either CGI or other factors. Personally, I haven't liked a lot of the CGI effects that have gone into the new show. The
Like what?
lightsabers look a bit wonky.
Um,
They've used Blender to kind of I guess I'd say apply the force rather than
if
practical
I
effects.
may,
Go for it.
I believe I read in the behind the scenes that all modern Star Wars shows use entirely practical lightsabers that don't use any CGI.
Right, but here's the thing. We know it's a fact that it has some form of CGI on there.
Like,
We
have you
know
seen the
that they
behind the
are
scenes?
computer editing in
Like,
both
Ahsoka's lightsabers look essentially identical, lighting included, like, in the behind the scenes when compared to the final product.
we're not talking about the handles, we're talking about the blades.
Oh, no, I'm talking about the blade. The blade's, like, the lighting, like, the glow effect, the way the blade itself looks, it's identical. And I'm not talking, like, shots before all the CG is added. I mean, like, just second unit, like, behind the scenes specific footage. It's entirely practical. And a few stunt people have also noted that it's entirely practical.
Disappointed face blue.
I mean, you can dislike how the lightsabers look. I'm just saying it's not CG.
I don't know. I didn't realize it wasn't CG or something, or like, because I I don't know. I mean, the way the lightsabers look is always different, and because like of how technology works and what they want, and a lot of CG doesn't exactly mesh well because yeah, you can see like a much more of a glowing effect from compared to like earlier movies where it's just a stick and then that's it.
Well, yeah, it's a stick that you what's the term, rotoscope onto, and
But like yeah, like you see even like in the deleted scene in Return of the Jedi with when Luke is in the cave instructing his lightsaber, there's not all that much glow out of it.
well, that's the thing. The way the effect is done. Okay, so the reason lightsabers didn't have much glow in the past is pretty obvious. You can't really add glow to the blade like in post production or anything because there was really no CGI at the time. But nowadays, the way they use lightsabers is it's literally just like a hollow, like transparent stick that they just put very bright lights into.
Mm-hmm.
So it's basically just a massive flashlight, like glow stick.
Yeah, no, I
which
think
is why it
that's
casts so
definitely
much
different.
light.
I kind of preferred a little bit when it was less glowy, just because like, but I mean, I get why it would glow when you're talking about having like being in a dark spot. But
Well,
I
I
don't know,
think sorry.
or like the effect, like so, like obviously Rogue One did it correctly, where it's like yeah, like it glows. Darth Vader activating his lightsaber, it glows like, and the whole room is just red. That's crucial, kind of to That's crucial, good cinematography.
I could be wrong, but I do think that the film lightsabers use CG. I just think it's the show ones that didn't, because they look very different. Like the film lightsabers, like have this effect to make them look like this crackling energy effect. And then if you go to like again, take a look at Ahsoka's lightsaber, it's just like this bright stick.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I definitely noticed it was a little bit it was a little bit interesting, like seeing Luke, and it was just like it kind of looked like one big. It like Luke's lightsaber looked a lot different in Mandalorian. If you ask
All
me,
right. Apologies. I just
Yeah.
had to reconfirm. They did not use practical effect on the lightsabers at all. They were not practical.
Are you talking about
They-
the TV shows or the films?
We're talking about Obi-Wan Kenobi, the show that you just said did. They did not. They're using the same effect technology that they used in The Mandalorian, which is for background settings, but it's not for the lightsabers and other CGI effects which are used. They're using what's called a compact direct stick, which is entirely different. A practical effect, for example, would be like using something like a Xenopixel lightsaber, but they're not doing that. They're using compact effect to perform the lightsabers and the activation. Likewise, as I was saying before, though, like the CGI, it legit looks like they threw the lightsabers into Blender for when they need to use the Force. For example, with Reva's lightsaber, it was just very wonky.
By Blender,
Quite
do
a
you
bit.
mean the computer program?
Correct.
Yeah, I don't know much about Blender, so I can't comment on that.
yeah, I'm kind of just riding along. I'm not sure what
Okay.
a lot of this is because
Okay, why are we going so far to the practical effects? Why don't we just actually talk about the story of the show, starting with episode 1? Johnsky, or John, or whatever the fuck I'm supposed to call you on this podcast.
Whichever.
What
Yeah,
did
I'm
you
not
think of
doing this. I'll
episode
see you
1?
later, John.
Wait, what?